All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig, and you are through to Kicking It with Chig, the members edition, where I just really talk to you about stuff that I may have talked to you throughout the week about transfer stories, breaking stories, and it gives the members a chance to talk with me back and forth about certain subjects, have them on, and have a further discussion. And for me, joining me to do this is my uh, I've got two brothers from another mother's. One is Lee, of course, and the other is this young man. All I say
What's
hello to the people,
happening?
my brother.
What's happening, people? What's happening? Salute, Chig, for
Our
bringing me
combat
back
show
still.
guy. You know how I always bang on about our combat show? This is my one of my co-hosts for that. How are you, brother? You good?
Yeah, man, blessed still. Been a busy day.
Mm.
Took my lad to a football game up in the neck of neck of the woods, and yeah, they took a little bit of a battering today still.
Oh, is
But
it?
yeah.
What was the
They got
score?
about 4-0.
Oh,
So
where does your son play?
4-1. I've been
Where
Lodi
does
Park still.
Oh, okay. Did he at
Yeah,
least create the first? Did he at least create the goal?
well, the consolation, yeah, you know, but still, it's a friendly. So, like we've seen what's happened. It's a friendly, and we just told them, don't don't take too much stock into it. Like, you know, the same with the Great Double Follow.
Mm,
Um, it's just one of the days. But yeah, other than that, catching up with the missus on Narcos. Been binge
okay.
watching that since we got back. So
That's
yeah, man, for yeah, because I've never seen it. I've never actually seen it.
what do you
I
think?
heard it. I heard a lot about it. It's good so far, man. You know
Good,
what I mean? Yeah. It's
It's
been good
good.
so far still.
I'm surprised your missus is into it. My missus can't stand Narcos.
Yeah, it was. She was like, yeah, let's. There's a few other ones that we've seen like Queen of the South and
Oh,
um
okay. I wanted to
yeah,
watch Queen of the South.
Queen of
Didn't
the
know if it
South
was
is
any good.
badass. It's badass.
Didn't know if it was
It's
any good.
yeah, man. You need
Kedu,
to jump on that, man.
Kedu, Alex. I hope you're well. Odimwa. There you go. There you go. You think I don't know Igbo? Odimwa.
The Baba just say báwo ni àbúrò? Ẹ̀gbọ́n, ṣàlàáfíà ni?
Thank you for your donation, brother. Yeah, my girl told me about one today that she's right into. She wants me to start watching it. Something called Away, but
Oh yeah.
I've not gone in. She reckons she's on episode 6. I'm like, all right, cool.
Uh,
I might check it out. So we'll see.
I'm not
Um,
quite there yet. I'm not quite there yet.
Sergio, big up chat room. I see you all coming in, probably floating between mine and Lee's stream. Tell Lee's an idiot for going on now because he should have known better. By the way, but please do stick a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You guys know, as always, Omar and Bertrand. The reason they're in here is that they are the mods. So hopefully, they will be kicking out any members out of line. Not that members are usually getting out of line. And Sergio and Carter, I see you as the members are obviously in the chat. Oh, you didn't. In that case, I take it back. I take it back, Omar. I take it back. Sorry, Lee. What was I going to say? Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about some transfer stories. Mainly because the interesting thing about this is I've not had a chance to speak to Ola about transfer stories. We talk mainly about MMA. Not that we wouldn't talk about Arsenal, just haven't had an opportunity to recently. But probably the last time that we had an opportunity to talk about it was probably what? The last time you were on?
That was a few weeks back still. A lot's
Yeah.
happened since then. A lot's happened
Mm.
since then. Because I remember
I like the t-shirt, by the
obviously.
way.
Oh, nice one,
If it's
brother.
going to say what I think it's going to say. Stop
Yeah,
killing what?
yeah, man. Stop killing the man them.
Yes. Amen to
Yeah,
that,
man.
brother.
We
Amen
got
to
we
that.
got we got to represent the man them. You get me?
Amen to that.
So, um, since just I think it was just after we came back from lockdown, and I mean we had that terrible game with Brighton. I think it was after that
It was
game
after that,
that
wasn't it? Yeah, I
it
remember.
was after that game that came on. So,
I think you
but
came up with, no, I've had you on since then. It was you and Kenny Ken for the season review.
oh yeah, we did the season
That was the
review
last
together
time,
as
isn't it?
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did the season review together as well. So, but
Okay. Yeah.
still, even since then, a lot's happened.
Yeah. A
You know
lot has
that we
happened.
haven't that we haven't really spoken about. But
Mm.
um, I'm happy. I'll confess it right now. I wanted the fucking season voided, but you know what I mean. But if you if you give me the end of the season we had eventually and voiding the season as we know it now, I'll take the season we had eventually because we didn't even deserve to finish in top six because we're not top 16. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But the way we performed in the Premier League this season, just solely on Premier League, we're not even we're not. I mean, I was celebrating when we got past 40 points. This is something you usually, mate. I was celebrating when we got past 40 points.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
and it took forever to do. You know, every day, every match you get to play, and you just keep looking at that table and you're thinking, wow, like it's I've never seen it take so long as an Arsenal fan to get to 40 points,
Yeah.
like it's been this season, and it just shows how bad we've been in defense because scoring the goals when really the problem. As maybe sharing the goal is a problem, but scoring the goal
Mm.
isn't. If that makes sense.
Mm.
Um, and the defense just let us down time after time. And when I really gave up on the season was that Olympiacos game because I thought to myself, Aubameyang has just put us through. He's just sent us and given us, what we need for a game, and we're going to do that,
Mm.
and then concede straight away. And I just thought to myself, you know what, I'm done. I'm immune to the results this season. I just got to reset my mind, start again next season. Just blow up this whole season. And if you look at how 2020 has turned out, a lot of people will want it blown up. You know, a lot of people will want to put C4 on 2020 as a whole and fuck it off.
Mm.
So, but we thank God we're still here, and we we're going in the motions of winning the FA Cup and the Community Shield as well. It's it's been a mad ride. It's been a mad ride because I did not see that coming. I have to be honest. I did not see that coming. And I know we spoke about Arteta the last time we was on, you know.
Mm.
And I
What's
stand
your
on
feelings on him now? Obviously,
I stand
since
on
we
the
last
feeling.
spoke, he's won the
uh,
FA Cup. He's won the Charity Shield. So, what's your feelings on him now?
He's selling he's selling the ice to my Eskimo right now, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's selling the dreams. He's selling the dreams, and I'm bargaining. Um, I you know I'm warming towards it. You know what
Mm.
I mean? And beating the teams that he's beat with to even get those trophies kind of changed my mind a little bit. But the problem for Arsenal is not always we still always beat big teams. You know what I mean? On our day, there's no team we can't
That we-
beat. It's just how often do we
Mm.
do it?
How consistent are we?
How consistent do we do it?
Yeah.
And that's been the problem. That's been our Achilles heels over the last 15 years. When
Mm.
they always say, "Oh yeah, but you don't beat any of the top six, you don't beat any of the top four." But we do in patches. If we don't beat them in the league, we'll beat them in the FA Cup somewhere. It's been in patches, and it's never been a consistent thing, and that's what we need to go on and do now. Because towards Wenger latter years, you could even say, um, while we weren't getting all the points against the top 4, top 6 teams at the time, we were still beating all the little teams and taking 3 points off of them majority of the time. Maybe some bogey teams that will go to like Stoke or something where you do everything but get a win out of there. There's a couple bogey teams like that, like Southampton. It didn't matter what we did, or we could turn up there with Messi and Ronaldo and we'll still lose to Southampton near Christmas. You know, we've it's just beating those little teams and setting a target for the top 6 teams and saying, look, for the top 6 teams this season, we got 12 points going one way, no, 30 points to gain from them. If we gain 22 points and draw the rest or lose one, then it's a realistic, where you can start being in conversations for challenging for anything, even top 4. Look how many points we're off top 4. That's 4 games. That is a lot of points. That's easily 4 games. That could get us to the points that we're missing top 4 by. So for me, he's winning me around. I'm not there yet, but he's winning me around. He's doing. The mood's changed a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a good assessment because I think I'm with you. Really, I think out of everybody I'm cool with and I do shows with, I think I'm most aligned with you when it comes to Arteta, because my issue with him wasn't anything else. I don't care if he has a Lego hair or whatever. I don't care, right? My whole thing was experience. I've always been very consistent in that. Why are we hiring someone with no experience? Now, fast forward on 6 months later, he's won a good domestic trophy and he's won, let's be real here, a friendly trophy. I'm more encouraged by the fact that we beat Liverpool rather than the trophy side of it when it comes to the Charity Shield. Yep. I'm more encouraged by that side of it. So you have to give the man his props, from what he's taken over, to what he's achieved by the end of the season. Good start. I've always said the same thing, just so that no one thinks that. Sorry, I'm trying to not burp on air. Just so that no one thinks that I'm being a flip flop or anything like that. Good start. Like Marble says, 5 out of 10 so far. Good start. Now I want to see how you progress, because I don't know how you feel about this, right? But hear me out. I've always said, for me, my aim is not top 4. My aim for this team is to win the league. Now, if as a byproduct of that, we finish in the top 4, great. But my aim is to win the league. I don't want us to be 4th and still 30 points behind Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? I'd like us to be, if we're going to be 4th, I wouldn't mind us being 10 points maximum behind Liverpool. I would see a lot of encouragement in that. Because at least we've made it somewhat of a go. We've made a chase of it. We can see that we've made actual progress based on not only positions, but actually the gap that we're trying to close. And then maybe next year we can build to a title chase, And that's what I've always said. I've always been very consistent in that. What do you think about that?
Okay, I'm glad you asked me that question right there. For me, I've got a lot of scars, a lot of Arsenal scars and wounds over the years, and so have you, and so is many of the viewers and listeners that's listening to us right now. The problem for me is our standards is dropped so low over the years, while all our competitors, they've been building, even though it might not have been successful for them in terms of challenging and winning the Premier League title. They've built.
Mm,
They've spent money. They've they've got assets. You know, they're not. People are coming to our club and they want to pay dumb money for our player. We just
mm,
want we just want a cup.
mm,
And look at the people, look at the teams that would be along the way to win the cup. So if
mm.
anything shows those teams that at least on their day these players can perform
Can step
at
up
a
and
high
perform.
level, they can
Yeah.
perform at a high level. So, but they're coming at us with dumb prices,
Mm,
and look at the prices that all our rivals are selling their Deadwood for. They're
mm,
selling their Deadwood for big money. What
mm,
you know what I mean? So that's the problem. That's the problem that we've had because these players they've dropped down in standard. These players they've dropped down. They've dropped down in even caring about the club going somewhere. It almost looks to the outside because you always got to look at what what the outside thinks of the club, and sometimes the way we've done business, the players that we've allowed to just take the piece out of the club and walking out on a free, um, the ones that we've got right now with Özil not playing football and collecting money every week from the club. The most amount of money any player has on as well. Getting that every week. Look, people will say, look, it's not his fault. Yeah, I get it's not his fault, but it's just something you can't ignore. It's just there all the time.
mm,
And the earlier the club does something about it, the better. So when you look at all these activities going on the club, some people being let go, a conflict of rumors coming out about Raul when he left. It's you gotta give Ateta and Edu a lot of praise for convincing people to still come here
mm,
and and play for us. Yes, we're a big club, but sometimes you could be a big club, and if things don't look that rosy out there, nobody wants to come in.
mm,
And we were slowly going that way, but it looks to me now that we're grabbing power back where we can, we saving face where we can, we're looking serious to certain agents and clubs where we can, but it's a slow build because I know you said you'd like to be challenging for next season, or even if you get to top four, you don't want to be far away from the title.
mm,
To me, we gotta get in the top six first, and when we get there, look, we didn't we won the cup, and I'll tell you right now, I didn't give us a prayer that would go on and win the cup like that when it came to the last four. I mean,
mm,
getting past Sheffield United was a big thing.
mm,
It was a big, and it shouldn't have been a big thing, but because our standards dropped so badly, beating Sheffield United becomes a big thing.
mm,
Man City expects to go out, even though they might get rocked every now and again, but largely they they prefer to they just expect to go out and blitz out these teams. That's what we used to be. But I'm not under the illusion that that's what we are anymore. So I've just come to accept it and say, you know what? If we get a result against Wolves today, is a wicked 3 points. If we get one against Sheffield United, is a big one. Brighton done the double on us last season. If we get at least one win, one draw for them this season, it's progress. I shouldn't be thinking like that as an Arsenal fan, but this is where Arsenal has put me. You
No,
know,
I can understand. I think we are on the same coin, but just a different side of it. So you want the gradual builds, but I feel like,
I don't want it.
well,
I just think that's what
you
that's
feel
what
that's the
we're.
more sensible approach.
Yes,
Whereas,
I mean, I'd like to win the league this season, but
yeah, of
I
course,
just, you know,
what Arsenal fan wouldn't? My whole thing is I'm not trying to be unrealistic, but I feel like we should excuse me. I am just going to burp now.
I,
Sorry.
I mean, Chig,
Um,
if Kroenke was going all out, going mad. like Chelsea's going mad right now, yeah, I'd be thinking, you know what, maybe not next season because players have got to gel. All the Chelsea fans, I think, buying all these players, they're just gonna go and fucking swoop the league next season. They got something else coming. They're gonna get a rude awakening when it doesn't
Yeah,
happen. Yeah,
I just,
because it
I just
takes
think,
time for
I
all these
just,
players to gel.
I just think for me as Arsenal fans, our expectation level has dipped as you highlighted yourself. But I also feel like we should demand that this team builds for a title challenge. Who gives a damn if it's this coming season? So I think for me, dream big, you get big. And I think one thing that people forget is that there have been a couple of times where Chelsea finished 10th, and then the following season they go and win the league. So I think, in my personal opinion, if this manager is everything that people say he is, and we have a team with the potential, and obviously in a minute I'm going to talk to you about our new signings and what you think about them, right? But if he's everything that he thinks he is, and we're building a team that's exciting and dynamic and experienced and useful with some power in the team, then why can't we have a sustained, even if it's not a challenge per se, but a push, whereby as a result of that, you finish in the top four? I just hate this idea that our aim is limited. Why are we limiting our aim? Shouldn't it be, for me, I like the idea of demanding the very best from them players. And if subsequently those players are not able to reach those demands because they fall slightly short, then that's easier to take than Arsenal, who try and challenge for top four, finish fifth, and I'm meant to be happy. That's kind of my whole attitude on it.
Oh yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. I get it. I mean, nobody wants to be happy with fifth place, fourth place, even third place. I mean, you want to go out and win, and
Yeah,
everybody starts the league at 0 points.
yeah,
You know, everybody starts the league at 0 points. But when you look at the squad we've got, you know, we've got a decent squad, right? But which one of them at the moment, right now, and you've seen them over the last couple seasons? Would you say if something was to happen to Aubameyang, can go and get us
well, you're right. And
15,
I
20
think for
goals?
me, this is where what we do in the transfer market means everything. And obviously, I'll come to that with you in a second. And guys who are watching, thank you so much for watching. There's only like 32 likes on this, though. Please do slap a like on this
Fire up
video.
them likes, people, man. Fire up them likes.
It
Get them
really does
likes
help
up.
the show get noticed. And if you're wondering why you can't comment, this is a members stream. The only reason that you see the likes of Archie and Omar and Bertrand in there is because they basically gate crash. No, no, they're mods, so they're just keeping an
Yeah.
eye on the.
That's big. That's big people right there, man. That's big names you
Uh,
just mentioned right there, man. That's the soldiers of the channel, man.
but
The
they
lifeblood
won't
of the
be
channel. You
eligible.
get me?
They won't be eligible to come on the stream with us. So the second half of the show, if you are a member, you will be able to come on the stream with me and Ola. We're going to have 2 or 3 people. One of those places has gone already because I'm demanding, Benjamin, you are coming on. Just so
Fire
you
up them
know,
likes to show some love.
Benjamin, you are coming on. But yes, other than that, feel free to do come on. I will put the link to our stream in the community post very, very shortly. Archie says he's only here to knock some sense. Archie's always trying to knock some sense into someone.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Trust me.
so yeah. All right then. All right. First things first. Let's talk about the few signings we have made. What do you think of Willian?
Yeah, I'm a little bit underwhelmed about. I'm a little bit underwhelmed with that signing there because look,
Okay.
I'm
I thought it was just
tired.
me. Good.
I'm tired of getting Chelsea's fucking customs, man. I'm just fucking sick of it. I'm done. Remember when I used to get a check And I used
Yes.
to get you know what I
Cataract
mean?
test.
Like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? That man there's you know what I mean? He's got cataracts, man. Never seen the goddamn pen. You know what I mean? I used to get on that brother so hard, fam. And then they dumped Luis on us. And I thought, oh shit. I see if it could get worse. This guy gives away more penalties than anybody. You know what I mean? And
I will
now
say
we
this:
got
I do think Willian is a slightly better signing than Czech was. Somebody did
right.
ask me that question the other day.
You see, we don't know yet. William could
Yeah,
just all of a
true,
sudden be a red card
true,
merchant for us.
true,
You know what I
true,
mean? I'll be an
true.
unruly youth. You
Double agent Willian. Yeah,
know, we don't know yet.
true.
But look on the face of it, is a free signing. Um, and when you look at what it brings, well, his body of work for Chelsea, he's done all right. He's done all right for them. He's done all right for them. It's not done. It's not done bad. And you know, playing for so long under the shadow of someone like Hazard, you know, it's a big baggage to carry when you do all you can for the club to love you, but they just love Hazard more. It's not easy it's not easy thing to bear, man. You get me?
True.
So, but maybe he can do a thing or two for us. I don't see him as uh, like we're going to play Liverpool in the third game of the season, and he's a must. I don't see him as a must in the. I don't see him as he walks into our midfield right now. Even though maybe technically, maybe he could,
Mm.
but the way Ceballos and Shaka ended up the season, and the way our midfielders were playing and connecting and moving. It's just the energetic. It's just the energetic part of it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And the way they were chasing down lost courses, and I was thinking, boy, where the fuck are you lot been all season? You know, like what's going on here? What
Yeah,
it took coronavirus to grab hold of Ateta for you lot to fucking sit up and wake up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What's
yeah.
crazy? But I, I was glad this one. We got a strong performance towards the end. So yeah, maybe in that department, William can come off the bench and do something. Look, I don't like to beat down free signings. Look at Shaqiri. Nobody talks about Shaqiri left Stoke to go and win the Champions League and Premier League. Nobody's
Yeah,
even clocking that thing there.
I'm sure.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Look at Shaqiri. He's a prime example of something like that.
yeah.
It's a possibility. Something might could happen with it. It could come with a contribution that might help us, maybe win like the Europa League, which would be big for me if we were to pull that off this season. If that was the only thing we won this season, I'd be chuffed with that. And it always makes me think, even though I don't know what significance it would carry or might not have carried, but you just don't know. But I keep thinking to myself, we signed a player knowing that the Europa League final was going to be in a country where they wanted him gone. Yeah. But we signed that player. Now,
Mm.
that player ends up being like a missing piece because I keep thinking back to it. I wonder what could have happened. Would that game would have been different if
Mm.
Mkhitaryan was there? I'm not saying he's going to change the game but what his input could have made a difference because there's
Mm.
nuances in everything,
Mm.
and would never know. But we made a conscious decision to sign that type of player. I mean, I believe. What game was it? The game we played against Atletico Madrid as well in the Europa League. I kept thinking to myself, had Aubameyang been eligible to play in that season's Europa League where we lost to Atletico Madrid after we had them on the ropes? I wonder what could have happened. Could we have won the Europa League that year? Could we have won it the year we threw away against Chelsea? So there's just these little nuances that you go back and think about it and say, I wonder what would have happened if that was the case. Would we have won the Champions League if Dennis Bergkamp had not had the fear of flying?
Mm.
You just, these are things that little thing that just creep up in my mind, and I just think the what ifs. Like, you know what? It's a dream. It's a dream that hopefully we'll realize in our generation. Because I do want us to win. You know what I mean? At least the modern days UEFA Cup, whether it be UCL or Europa. I don't care. Right now, the progression is what I'm looking for, and hopefully this manager can bring it to us.
Okay. All right. And all from that Willian answer. Flip question. Flip it. All right. What about Gabriel? Are you happy with that signing?
I like him. I like him. It looks front footed. It looks like a no nonsense. Um, Almost like a Paulista sort of type player, but at the same time, he's gonna be new to the league, so he's got to learn. He's got a lot of learning to do. He's got a lot of learning to do, and hopefully, with the growing Brazilian contingent that we have, he should settle in nicely.
Mm. I mean, I certainly hope he's better than Paulista. That's for damn sure. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And very, very quickly, just on the two players that we've perhaps been most consistently linked with, Thomas Partey and Aouar. Do those players excite you? Which one excites you the most? What do you think?
Jesus Christ! You see, this is where you get stuck between a rock and a hard place, man.
Yes, because you don't want to compliment a Ghanaian man. I know you.
I wasn't even thinking that, but since you opened the door,
Will's probably like, Will's listening to it like, okay.
I
Talk
never,
about
resi- I
Partey, let's
never
go.
resist the temptation to beat down the Ghanaian man, brethren. If I get a chance to take a pot shot, I am.
For anyone
Yeah,
that's
man,
confused,
it's all love. It's all
it's just
love,
a
man.
friendly rivalry that Nigerians and Ghanaians have. That's all.
Yeah, man,
But,
it's all love, man. But yeah, I mean, right now the two clubs. Let's start with the clubs: Lyon and Atletico Madrid. They're the two worst clubs to deal with in terms of doing business. Now, the two top targets we got right now on paper, as all the rumors is putting out there, are from these two clubs, Thomas Partey and Aouar. Now, to me, if I want to look at it on the base of what we need going into the season and what we could do without Aouar, but we absolutely need Thomas Partey. Is imperative to the spine and what we're trying to build, because we're building from the back now, and we've got all these players on, at least the new guys, on long-term contracts. So now, if you build in the back and the defensive midfield part of it is a very, very important one. And for me, I was gutted that Doucouré was allowed to go to Everton just like that, and we didn't do anything to at least try and test the water. Um, I don't know. I don't know how how that missed their radar, but I think he's a perfectly good player to play in that role. I know the Premier League, but Thomas Partey I've seen him in some La Liga games. He looks really good. He looks strong. Can drive with the ball. A lot of interception, patrolling, just putting out fires everywhere. And once we got a solid player that can do that, the rest of the team can just, the shackles are off and they can go off and do their thing. And for me, a good example of what we had, and still to today, even with Torreira, was Coquelin. Because when Coquelin first started doing that job, I believe Henri came on telly and called him the policeman, right? And he was doing it so well. But for some reason, it's almost like they were giving him different instructions, or Coquelin believed in his own hype. It was one of the two. But when he was playing next to Santi, he was everywhere, collecting the balls, You know what I mean? Tackling, putting in the tackle. It was everywhere. And all he did, get the ball back, give it to Santi, and Santi can go on and do what he does. And we had a really, really good team. Yeah, we didn't pull up trees, but we had a really, really, good partnership going between those two. And that's the type of thing that I want to see again. If someone say like a Ceballos and say like a Partey, or Partey and maybe even a Shaka, when Shaka is focused and doesn't have extra baggage of defensive work to do, it's normally all right. You can see what he's trying to do. Yes, it takes risks, but you can see what he's trying to do. But right now, for me, um, Partey is imperative to the build of what we're trying to do. If what we're hearing about this project is true, Partey is imperative to, or someone like him. If they can't get him, I'm sure they got other targets that's close to his MO. But right now, is the one that stands out to everyone. Is the one we've been linked to all season, and it looked like we've been actively trying to get him. And let's see what happens. The window is still a month and a bit away, so no panicking just yet.
All right, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Please do stick a like on this video. There's only 47 likes. What's going on? There's 116 people watching, so I know you guys can do better. Please do slap the
116
like.
people watching, man. Salute to you lot. Show us some love. Go hit them likes.
Show some love. Slap them likes on the video.
Rack it up. Rack it up.
All right, what we're going to do now then, me and Ola, I'm going to talk to Ola about story. In the meantime, I'm going to put the link to our description. Guys, literally, if there's like more than a couple of you, don't be too offended. Just me and Ola obviously don't want to be on all night. We've got some jobs to do in the morning still. So make sure that you guys do make sure that don't be offended or anything, and do stick around for the conversation. I want to try and have, as always, people I've not had on before. Hence why I keep calling Ben out. I'm glad he's reappeared in the chat room. But also for the likes of DVS or anyone else that wants to come on, or Carter or Rune, who've been on before, don't be discouraged. By all means, do come on. But I want to have more than a couple of you on, just so that we make sure we finish on time. And Sergio, if you did dislike the video, F you, my brother. All right. Ola. Let me talk to you about a story I won't say broken per se, but it's one that is starting to hot up in terms of transfer stories. And I went on a bit of a rant earlier about this, and that is Houssem Aouar. Now, Arsenal have been told that the price is 54 million. And yet Arsenal go back in with a bid of 32 million, plus what people are suspecting is Guendouzi, in the hope that Lyon would accept this deal. They haven't. They flat out rejected it. And why would Arsenal do that after explicitly being told they are not interested in a midfielder? They think they will be all right midfield-wise. Why not just offer them money? Why do you think Arsenal do this to themselves?
Bro, I'm beginning to think maybe Arsenal is owned by that Nigerian brother. I think Ronke's got imposter. Because this bargaining thing that we're doing, man, we're trying to forward that the place. These people are asking, like you said, they said explicitly, you know what I mean? Cash only. This amount. Just bring this amount. But we're trying to bargain, and I don't know what negotiators we got going on, but they've done a good job so far with what we've brought in. But can they get? Because, like I said, I mean, these clubs, especially the Lyon president, he don't play. This guy is all about the bag. And when he tells you this is what we dealt with him trying to get Lacazette, and we had to pay the price. The man said not a penny less, and we paid not a penny less. So I mean, there's experiences there and on how to deal with him, but at the same time, I would think everybody that was involved, or well, the figureheads of people that was involved in that deal, have now left the club. So what's in the dossier? What's in the files that can show these people how to really deal with this president? But for me, I don't know. I don't know if he's good enough to go and chuck all that money on him. I think there's more places we can develop, and there's players like him that we could pick up for cheaper than that.
Cheaper. Like who
There's,
though? Because obviously
I
we've been
mean,
linked with Ben Rama, we've been linked with
there's
people
that
like
player.
that who are
What
maybe
about that
cheaper
player?
options.
What about that player? Red Bull Salzburg. That Szoboszlai.
Bro, you know me. You
You
know
know,
me. I've been banging on about this for months. That for me, that to me is an obtainable one. He's a goal scoring midfielder.
exactly.
One of the things that we've been complaining about is the fact that we don't have enough goals coming from that midfield. Why wouldn't this be? I don't understand why we're not even
There's,
exploring
there's,
this.
there's, like I said, I've mentioned this before on the stream. There's a brother in the Norwich team. His name is Buendia,
Buendia.
top creator in the league. This man was the way this man was selling dreams on the pitch. He was in a shit team, but it don't
Mm-hmm.
mean, like I said, I made an example about Shaqiri. Just because the
Mm-hmm.
team got relegated, don't mean you can't get a player that would contribute to the team. And this Buendia brother, I saw his stats even at the end of last season. It was number one in this, number two in that, number one in this. A lot of his stats was through the roof. But obviously, it's one thing building all those stats, and it's one thing for your team that you play for as a whole to finish off them chances. Obviously, Norwich didn't finish their dinner, and that's why they ended up where they are. But there's still a couple of their players that, in my eyes, could have walked into the team. You know what I mean? Like that Max Aaron's brother. Until Aisley, I'll put him over Bellerin and what the other brother's name? Cedric. I know Cedric came on and scored a banger on his debut, but still, there's a lot that he's got to show me as well.
Yeah.
Before I can get on his train.
I
But
don't
right
think
now
it's good enough. Straight up.
that one goal does not sell me nothing. You know what I mean? So for me, Osamawa, it's a difficult one because for some reason Ateta really likes him, and if Ateta really likes him, what is the club willing to do to back him? Because right now I keep hearing we ain't got no money, but then I'm hearing we're trying to sign 2 players for 100 million. So which one is it? You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. You see, here's the thing, because you're right, and I hear Lee talking about this all the time on his streams, talking about the fact that he absolutely hates the fact that people act like Arsenal don't have any money. We've got money, this, that, and the other. And then you have other people who, like I've heard people like Tom, for example, talk about the fact that we have absolutely no money. I honestly think the truth lies somewhere in between. I don't think we necessarily have this endless amount of money that Lee acts like we have. I also don't think we're as poor as I've seen people like, Tom and people like that make out like we are either. I
Right.
think it suits Arsenal's narrative.
It suits them to
It
the ground.
suits their narrative
That's what
for
I was trying
people
to
to
say.
think that way.
That's what I
Like
was trying to say. That
the
have
Pepe
we got
deal is evidence of that for me. That's evidence of that.
exactly. That's what I've
Because
been trying. That's what I've been trying to show. That have we got imposter as an owner, because this narrative suits what they're trying to do and how they're trying to operate in the market.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. I honestly do. I think, and I know that sounds like a real like sitting on the fence type of answer, but I feel like it is somewhere in between. I think it is a case of I think we've got a certain amount of money, but I don't think we've got endless amounts of
All right,
cash.
all right. Can I ask you, with the with the relaxation of FFP, do you think the club should be forcing Arteta to sell before buying, or should they be taking a loss on those contracts and build for Arteta anyways?
But keep in mind, FFP is not a thing this season. That's why.
That's what I'm
why
trying to say.
A lot of teams have the free ability to do what they need to do because of COVID. Because COVID is a nice get out clause for everyone. So, oh well, I had to do X because of X.
It ain't for Messi.
Well, that's. Hey, listen, if you believe the story, City were coming in for him. City were coming in for Messi, so I would say it's definitely possible.
Well, I was laughing.
It's definitely possible. Well, we've got a couple of people waiting in the lobby. I do see them. Guys, please do slap a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. This is mine and Ola's first member stream. So you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, man. It'd be nice to come back sometime soon, man. You know what I mean?
You're gonna enjoy it until I have the members on, and then you might think again. so in the meantime, let me introduce a couple of the members of the Eagle Liars. First of all, Carter, say hello to Ola and the people.
What's happening, Carter? You're mute, mate. You're mute.
Thank you.
There you go.
What's up, everyone? Hey, Ola. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? Nice to meet you, my friend.
There you go. And then also joining, where's your camera, Daniel? That's the irony to ask you. But joining is also Daniel. Say hello to the people, Daniel. You're also on mute, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, am I good?
Yeah, you're good now. You're good to go.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, just that my camera's not working right now. I don't know why.
Don't worry. You're forgiven this time. Lee normally assists the people put their camera on. I'm going to give you a blind this time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, Ola, Daniel, Ola.
Yeah, salute to you, Daniel. Nice to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you too, Ola. How you been?
Yeah, man.
So, all right. You've obviously heard me and Ola chop it up in terms of prospects and that. And I know, Carter, we covered this a little bit in our previous conversation. In terms of some of the people that we've been linked with, who do you think Arsenal should concentrate on and who do you think they shouldn't concentrate on? Because I don't know if any of you saw my earlier stream. I was pretty annoyed with the fact that it seems like we're wasting a lot of time on a player that I don't think is going to end up an Arsenal player in Aouar. Purely on the basis that it doesn't seem like we can afford him. I've never heard him talk about even wanting to join Arsenal. Although he wants a Premier League move, so I guess for that reason we have a chance. But at the same time, I just feel like for me, this is one beyond us. And we should have some sort of contingency plan. Which, funny enough, it's the same thing Ola more or less said about 5 minutes ago. And I kind of wanted to get your takes on this. So Daniel, what do you think?
Well, I think I think it's too, how would I say this? I think it's for more of a bigger move than Arsenal. I think in his case, I think it'll be much better for him and his career, especially the momentum he's having due to the Champions League run. I think he's more likely to go to a bigger club than Arsenal. And I think I think we should just concentrate on Partey. That's the main one that we should really, really concentrate on.
That's what Ola said earlier. Yeah. Okay. Carter, how about yourself? What do you think?
Partey is the deal which we should go for. We have been linked for a long time. Ola said it right because he was talking about.
You sound really faint, by the way.
Am I good now?
You're good. I think just speak a little bit. Do you have any headphones or anything?
Yeah, my headphones. 1 second.
That's all right. That's all right. Just because you sound faint. If you sound faint to me, you'll sound faint to them. That's my only worry.
Okay, cool. Like, guys, I'll just get my Bluetooth.
Yeah, no worries. Do what you got to do. All right, I'm guessing you agree with what Daniel was saying as well, right?
Yeah, I agree totally with Daniel. I think getting this Aouar deal is, unless we have the input of the owner with direct cash, like they're expecting. Because I personally don't think we'll sell enough players to be able to buy those two players that we're supposed to be out there targeting. I think we'll sell enough to get Partey, the 45 million pounds. I think we'll sell enough players to get that. With a couple of players probably going on loan, we get that loan fee in. And with the Bellerin sales, I'm not trying to say, we're going to get all of the 35 million. It could come in a structured deal. A lot of teams do that, so we have to bear that in mind. The one with Torreira as well, that again could come in. From what I saw, this is 24 million up front. I don't know how true that is, but for me, I still think we got enough to sell to make 45 million to activate that release clause. And I believe if we activate that release clause, Atletico Madrid will not stand in his way. Like the way Leicester stood in Vardy's way when we triggered this release clause, they stood in the way of that release clause. But I don't think Atletico Madrid is going to do the same with Partey if we was to activate it. They've got a contract there for him. He hasn't signed it yet, so obviously he's showing them he's waiting on something. And if that something comes in, they've already said they'll be allowed to negotiate with them as long as we meet his valuation. And I think that's a realistic valuation to meet with what we've got to sell. And maybe a blessing, maybe Josh will really come through on his advice to us to get excited and put his hand in his pocket. Pay for the Aouar thing. You know what I mean? If they pay for it out of their pocket, then that will start showing the fans that, all right, you know what, a sign of good faith. Yeah, I know he's paid the stadium debt and all of that. It's a step in the right direction. But again, they've been eating from this club for the last 20 years, and for me, it's about time. It's about time for them to put something back into the club, and the only time to do it, the best time to do it is now, because FFP is relaxed, and those fundings would not be accounted for. So I think if there's any season to do it, now is the season. But it's imperative for us to go and get Partey, or at least his player type, to a player of his profile, into the club before we start looking anywhere else.
Ben, I saw you in that lobby and you disappeared again. Make sure you bring yourself back. I don't think I didn't see you. Welcome back, Carter. Okay, so I guess following on from obviously what I previously asked you, who do you think is our kind of priority signing at the moment? Who do you think we need most?
Okay, first let me ask, am I audible? Can you guys
Yeah,
hear
you
me?
sound much better.
Yeah.
You sound much better.
To be fair, apparently the chat room were hearing you better than I was, but you sound better to me now.
Okay, cool. So unless you guys hear me.
Yeah.
And as Partey is the most important, and Arsenal should just pay the money. But let's say why they're saying we have to sell players to get the new players, because we had with the stadium, Stan Kroenke kind of like completed it. He took the debt and he took over the debt. So that might be the cause of Stan Kroenke not investing into the Arsenal right now, and we have to sell players to get new players. And maybe that is what is holding up this transfer window more. I mean, looking at it in a little bit optimistic way, let's say.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. I think one thing we've not any of us talked about a lot of is exits. Now, I've always said, for me, one of the most important things we need to do this summer is get rid of Deadwood. I think we made a start on that last summer, but we definitely need to finish or get as close to finishing that job this year, particularly because we're relying on the money now in order to get over the deal, if you believe what is in the papers. So let me start with you, Daniel. In terms of our exits, if you can name me 3 exits you think are most important for Arsenal to be successful, what would those 3 sales be?
I think in exits, I think the most important ones will probably be I would say the ones that we could get the most amount of money out of, which is probably Bellerin and Torreira. And maybe I'll say I wouldn't want to sell them, but I'm guessing due to the incidents, I'm guessing they might just go ahead and sell Guendouzi as well.
Okay. So you think the ones that will bring in the most money would be those 3 in particular?
Yeah, I'm guessing they have in my opinion, I think they have the most value in them, because I don't see any value out of the other players, because most likely we'll just be getting about around 10 million for each of them.
Yeah, I agree with you. And thank you, Alex, for this donation. He says that the Kroenkes have been the owners of AFC for about 20 years. Geez, no wonder AFC has become the 3rd-rated team. They're just cashing in on their investment. But to be fair, they've been shareholders up until last year, where they became owners. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of my attitude is always, all right, well, we'll see what they do when they're in full control. We were told to be excited last summer. We briefly got excited with Pepe, but they've not really followed up on that.
It was gas, fam.
I know you were gas. I know you were.
May I interrupt you?
Of course. Go on.
Oh, I guess Arsenal are deadline FC. So any player we are going to come are going to be on deadline. So we have to stop talking about who's going to come and just do a deadline stream.
Okay. No, I hear you. So in that case, do you have an answer to that question?
Sorry, come again?
In that case, then, do you have an answer to that question I asked Daniel a second ago?
If you come again with the question, I did not hear properly.
No. It was just about 3 exits you think are most important to our summer transfer.
3 exits. 3 exits will go soon, but incomings are going to be like deadline FC. So 3 exits, which I think, as Daniel mentioned, Torreira, Bellerin, and I think we have to cash in on Laka because he's 29 already, and he has only 2 years left on his contract.
Oh yeah.
So, and I don't see Arsenal giving him a new contract. And
interesting.
And I also want Eddie Welbeck to go.
Eddie Welbeck.
Okay.
Danny Welbeck.
Eddie Welbeck, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll explain in a minute.
Right. I see where you're going. I see where you're going with this, man.
I'll explain in a minute.
It's Ghanaian, man. Smoking blood. Light him up.
Go on. You want Eddie to go?
Yeah, I want him to go so that at least John Jules gets a turn. As you said, like in the previous stream which you were doing, it can go both ways. So let's see which way it goes when we can give him a chance. And these are the few people who you can cash in. Rest of them won't go. And I see El Neni staying. I don't see him going. And I don't think Guendouzi is going to leave. Arsenal are going to offer to any team who's going to just come and take Guendouzi.
Okay, that's interesting. So I guess that brings me on to you, Ola. Obviously, you've seen Carter has a very strong opinion in terms of he thinks that El Nene will end up staying. Oh gosh, I hope not. El Nene will end up staying, and that Guendouzi, which I could see happening, to be honest. I did say this in my previous stream that for a team to take on Guendouzi now, it would have to be as a loan. Because everyone knows why we want to get rid of Guendouzi. So who in their right mind is going to say, oh, well, I'll take 40 million and go and bring in this bad boy that creates all these problems? They'll want to make sure, hold on, let's take him on loan. Let's see what he's like first. And then if he's good, we'll then bring him in on a permanent deal. No one's going to take that risk now. Surely.
Fam, you'll be surprised. You know, it's like looking. It's like your WhatsApp group now, yeah, and someone throwing this ugly ass looking thing, and so there's always somebody in there that will say, "I'll still smash." You know what I mean? As bad as Ganduzi, as as bad as Ganduzi is, there's still a team out there for him. Everyone's got a team. Everybody's got a club. If you're professional, there's a club out there for you, whether they want to pay the money or not. But there is still use for Ganduzi. We just need to find the right club, because it's one thing us finding a club for Ganduzi and trying to swap him with this and that. Ganduzi could turn around and say, I don't want to be part of this swap. You know, it's all well and good saying, yeah, Ganduzi go to Atletico, Ganduzi go to Leon, Ganduzi go to Torino. It's all well and good saying that, but Ganduzi could turn around and say, fuck you. I ain't going nowhere. Go find another schmuck to be part of that deal. You know, he's well within his rights to do that. And that's what people need to think about. So all this, you know, trying to offer Ganduzi as part of a deal, I personally don't see it that way. I think if they're going to do it, they're going to do Ganduzi to a club by itself in its own deal, and whoever's getting him will then know that Ganduzi wants to go there. They want to go there. It wouldn't be up, because I don't think it would, in the current state that he's in with the club. I don't even think he would want to do anything that would benefit the club like that. Like, oh, you're not going to get a fucking top player out of me to go to this place that I don't even want to be at. No, fuck you. I'm going to stay here like Ozil. I'm going to stay here like all the others that love to stay here and get their money. And that's, you know, he's seen it. He's been exposed to that culture. He's been there long enough to see it. And when, you know, sometimes when a bad apple falls in a basket with some good apples, you start to rot the rest. You know what I mean? You don't just always get to remove the bad apple. You might infect the other apples as well. And Ganduzi is a bad apple in himself anyways, from where he came from in the first place. So,
speaking of bad apples, the Mesut Ozil conundrum. How do you get rid of him?
You know, he'll be in my top three of getting rid of the players to get rid of this season if I had the chance. It'd be in my top three.
Who would be your top three? Who would be your top three?
Ozil, Mustafi, El Nene, because I don't think these guys bring anything to the club.
Okay.
These are, for me, players that's been there for so long, and they've done fuck all for us. You know, and for me, those, and they're on high wages. These guys are on high wages too. Get them out. You know, you can't look past those guys. I understand the logic behind you guys pickings as well, and I get it, because those guys will fetch us the most money in this window. But you also got to look at the guys that are costing us the most money in this window. So it's not just about fetching it. There's some guys in the team right now. Mustafi's on like 100 grand, 90 grand, some shit like that.
It's on 90 grand.
So this is ridiculous. You know, I mean, it's absolute madness. And if we could get those guys off our wage bill, we'll be healthier for it. And that way we can go and offer competitive wages to players, you know, across Europe. Because right now, what we've got is players, Champions League players. I mean, not even Europa League players. They're bang average players on Champions League money. That's what we've got right now. And until we balance that book, we're not going to be healthy. We're not going to be able to move forward. So until we bring everything back down to level and level up the ground, then that way we can build and move forward. But right now, we got Champions League. We got dead players on Champions League money, and they're not even playing They're not even playing games for us, let alone playing in competitions to win us games and trophies. They're not even doing that. So why are we tolerating this? You know. So for me, it's something the club has to do to deal with.
My three personally would be Mesut Ozil, would be Hector Bellerin. Gosh, it'd be a lot, but if I had to only pick three, then it would be Mustafi. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a lot more than that, but it'd be if those were my top three. Mesut Ozil, do we need to explain? Do we need to explain?
Gary Neville saw this guy.
Four bad apples. That's all I'm gonna say.
And so, how the hell did Arsenal get tricked out of 35 million pounds for this player? Like
35 million, 42 and a half, more like.
No, for Mustafi. I'm talking about Mustafi. Yeah, because it was a Valencia with Gary Neville when I think Gary Neville was speaking to the fact at the time that he was surprised when Arsenal came in for him, and we're offering to pay 35 million for him because he's seen him in training, and then there's no way this guy's a 35 million pound player.
Let me put something into perspective for those people who are going to tell me, well, Mustafi had a good season. He had a good season in a season where we finished 8th.
Exactly.
If that is not the epitome of what we're dealing with as a player,
that's how bad our standards dropped. Where I was saying, "Oh God, we miss Mustafi today." I did not think but it's the fact that our standards dropped so badly.
But we had nothing else. We had nobody else. And it's the thing where I don't want us to be in that situation. We need to be demanding the best from this club. Mustafi is not it. And then third and foremost, I put Hector Bellerin in there for a couple of reasons. My aim is to try and get as rid of many Wenger players as possible. And I think he's the epitome of a Wenger player who had so much potential and it just went wrong. It went wrong in so many different ways. For me, the first time I wanted Hector Bellerin out was when I heard he said, "Oh, well, the problem with Alexis is that he always wants to win." And I looked at the screen like, what do you mean? That's a problem, that he always wants to win. And then every time I hear him speak, he says something else that pisses me off. He has the completely wrong mentality for this club. And if I'm trying to create a winning mentality, like, to be fair, Arteta is started to do, these are the sort of players you need out of the door. You don't want someone that's going to be like, go up to Kieran Tierney and say, "Easy in training, guy. Easy. We don't do that round here. We don't do sliding shackles in training. Easy, my guy." Hey, those kind of things I don't like. So I think for us, we need to build a winning mentality. Hector Bellerin doesn't have a winning mentality. Just to quickly capture Alex's donation. Thank you again, my guy. Average players earning championship money. Well said, Olu.
Well, salute to Alexander. I know what he's trying to say. I get that every now
is a
and again.
second division player at best. I'm old school, pardon my expression. Yes, you are old school, my guy. You are old school. Big up, Sate. I hope you're well, my guy. I hope you're well. All right. Obviously, we're kind of coming to a close on this now. But I want to ask you guys all one final question. Now, obviously, our game is next weekend, where we're facing the real prospect of Mohamed El Nene being on the bench. We are facing the real prospect of Mustafi. I don't think we're going to sell Mustafi, by the way. I think he sees out his contract. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, like I said, Guendouzi is one of those that's been exposed to that culture now, where certain senior players are saying, "Fuck the club. I'm going to earn my money. I ain't got to go nowhere."
Yeah, true. Yeah, he doesn't need to go nowhere.
I ain't got to go nowhere. I'll sit down. I'll earn my money, and I'll be gone. You know what I mean? Unless,
we broke him in too early. Like, we brought him in too early. Like, he started, like, once we brought him in, he started games with under Emery, probably because he saw that our midfield is shit, pretty much.
Yes.
I feel like we started him, we broke him in too early into the squad. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
So he pretty much built up this ego, his massive ego, that pretty much he feels like he's on top of everyone, which I kind of like, but in his case, I feel like it's too early for him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting kind of thought process. I didn't really I didn't really think about that before. Okay. Obviously, we've got a game next weekend. I'm expecting us to beat Fulham. I won't tell you my score because I'm obviously going to do a prediction on that. But in terms of what you think realistically we're going to do between that now and October 5th, what do you think that'll be? Now, Ola, I'm going to leave you to last. Carl, I'm going to start with you though.
Okay. I want to be a deluded Arsenal fan. We'll do both Partey and
Okay.
Aouar.
Okay, well, there you go. I wasn't expecting you to be optimistic. Okay. All right. What makes you think that? Because they've been linked with us for so long. Or you think we're quite far
Yeah,
down the line with
yeah, exactly. See, the thing is, let's say we are gonna sell players. Let's say Bellerin, Torreira go, and we have some money. We have some 60 million. Let's say we pay the parties release clause or whatnot, and then we go for our and we say, okay, we are gonna do installment payments. And apparently, Edu is friends with the technical director from Lyon, and Lyon
Mm,
also wants some money right now, and they're also
mm,
in some financial situations, so it might work. And just in the case, let's just hope being optimistic is because last window we got a lot of people and we got rid of a lot of people without us knowing. We were just like talking about things, but nobody turned up. Three different managers, nobody were looking at winning things. Since Europe had none of the players turned up, like literally zero people turned up until Arteta came, and that too after Arteta came and post all those lockdown and restart and everything, that is when actually Arsenal played well consistently, except against Villa and Spurs.
sorry, I just realised I'm muting myself while I coughed. Okay, sounds interesting. Um, Daniel, how about yourself? What do you think realistically we'll do between now and the 5th of October?
Now, in terms of transfers.
Yeah. And
Okay.
exits.
Oh,
And
and,
exits.
and exits. Okay. I think Torreira is set to leave. I actually do see him leaving. I see. Surprisingly, I see Bellerin actually leaving.
Interesting. Okay, because not a lot of people think he's actually going to go. So you're the first one to say they think that he's going to go.
Yeah, I think he'll leave. In terms of and then I think Socrates will leave, but it's gonna be tough because I think Napoli needs to sell Koulibaly first in order to actually get Socrates. So I think that'll probably be a transfer deadline. So,
I think so too.
and somebody else.
By the way, just to help you guys out, supposedly Rob Holding is set to join Newcastle this week. Just seen that on one of my many websites that I look at before
Yeah.
Great news. Bye bye. Have a nice life.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
I think Holding and actually I don't know about Chambers. Chambers it's a weird one since I don't think Fulham really want him injured, but I do see him since he was their player of the season when they got relegated. But I think those are pretty much. I think we'll only see like 5. I think Onani will stay. I don't see any club going in for him.
Mm.
And I think signings. I think we'll get Partey. I actually do with the Bellerin being sold, and I think we need a right back. I think a backup, like a prospect. I see us getting a prospect left back or a right back, and
Well,
I think
ideally one that can play both if possible.
yeah, and I think hopefully, but I don't think Laka will go. I don't see any club going in for him, especially after the horrible season he had. Like I forgot how long he went without an away goal.
Mm. I agree with that. By the way, I think he's more likely to go next year. I don't think he's going this year.
I think the situation we're gonna be in is pretty much the same as Barca, where they just have to let people go for free.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, very interesting. Notice Ola's been unusually quiet, so let me come to him.
Yeah.
Ola,
I mean,
between
I
now,
agree.
obviously, we've got a month left of the transfer window. Less than. What do you think we're going to do inside that month?
Not a lot. I'm not expecting. I'm
Exits
not.
and incomings, though. Exit and income.
Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot, and I'm being honest. Um, maybe one incoming with Partey if we can end up doing some of the outgoings, which I think a lot's gonna be loan deals, and loan deals with intention to buy or obligation to buy. Um, Other than that, I don't see no serious deal happening. I think Laka will be here next season because for me, when I've heard Arteta speak, um, Laka looks like an important player for Arteta and the way he wants to play. Yes, it's going to demand more output from him next season.
Mm.
I think it's going to give him another chance. Um, and you look at the dynamics that he's got with Pepe and Aubameyang at the moment.
So
If
can
you're a
I
new
pause your thought
manager,
process? Can I pause that just because you mentioned him? Do
yeah,
you think? Because somebody mentioned this into a chat room to me once, and
right.
I dismissed it immediately. But the more I think about how long this announcement has been delayed, the more I think, have we? Do you think that maybe Aubameyang, as one of his demands, says, "Oh, don't tell Laka though"?
It could
Do you think that
it
might
could
have had any bearing?
it could well be. It could well be. And I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out because look, when you're top dog in your club, like a man that saves the club season and stuff like that, like he's done the same way Messi's done for Barcelona many times. We know Messi he demands certain things. I want this man in the team. I don't want that man in the team. It could be that. Who knows?
Mm,
I don't think Aubameyang is that type of guy, but I just wouldn't rule it out because look, the type of chemistry that is got with those two guys and with them being French speaking French speaking guys, they all live in France. Um, I think there's a chemistry there that sometimes a manager can't go and just buy that. It
mm,
don't matter if you spend 200 million on it on three forwards. Sometimes you might not get that chemistry. So
mm,
while you've got that chemistry there, if it's not broken, don't change it. And
mm,
that's the approach that I think Arteta's gonna want to go with, at least Lacazette, Pepe, and Aubameyang because they work so well. They're not selfish when it comes to penalties. It depends what mood all of them are in, and it gives it keeps the keeper guessing as well. Like who's gonna do what? So and look, as poor as Lacazette is in he's been in without scoring them all them away goals and that. When it comes to big game days, there's nobody else that I want on the pitch wearing the Arsenal shirt than Lacazette. One, work rate. Two, is a big game goal getter. Is a big game goal scorer, and he always seems to find it. And he just needs more. He needs better and more consistent output
mm,
next season. And the way, if what they say that Arteta is, if it's the truth, like they've been saying to us, and from everything that I'm hearing from all these journalists across Europe and that Arteta's, very highly spoken of, then we will see improvement under certain players that wants to fight and play for the club, not the ones that just want to earn their money and what I mean, play a
mm,
couple games to get their bonuses and that. People that really want to fight for the club, and we can see them in the last few games that we've had, and how they're putting in the shift. So um, I'm I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward more to the improvements than the new season. The new players we're bringing in itself is the
mm.
improvement of what we kept. That's why I'm more looking forward to this season. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough long season though. Trust me.
Okay.
And sorry, just before you go, can we talk about Alexis just before you wrap up?
Okay. Go on.
Just so you know, what I mean, I don't want to miss that part, man, because I need to roast that brother. I need to roast him hard.
Go ahead. I'm going to bring on Sayed because I'm going to get his opinion very, very quickly before I come on to you with Alexis. Sayed, what time is this? What kind of black man time is this? What is this?
I'm so sorry, Ben.
Don't worry, brother. Don't worry. Very, very quickly, just because I know you did specially ask to come on. You want to just literally tell me what you think is most likely to happen in terms of transfers for you between now and the 5th of October?
For me, Socrates will leave. Either it will be with a fee, or if Koulibaly doesn't leave, we'll just terminate his contract. But he won't stay as an Arsenal player.
Okay.
I'm sure. Torreira. Yeah, I think Torreira is gonna leave as well for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think Arsenal want Guendouzi to leave, but nobody wants to buy him, so I think he stay.
Yeah, the boys have suggested that as well.
Yeah, I think with Bellerin, if Arsenal get 30+ bid, then for sure he's gonna leave. I think he himself wants to leave. I think Bellerin, in his head, he thinks he's like a world-class defender. Because the way he carry himself nowadays, the way he talk, you want to be captain and stuff like that.
Humanitarian.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, mate, you have like.
But like Daniel says, I just think he got into the team almost too soon. Because if you really think about his journey, he wasn't really ever challenged for that position.
No, never. Because Debussy was injured all the time.
Yeah.
And then it's just now that Ainsley have come, and even when Ainsley is here, he's starting. So he's never really had.
He's never had that competition ever.
Anyone.
And which is
crazy
why he's
for
never
a club
had
like Arsenal.
He's never had that kind of. He's never had that almost push to improve because he's never had that competition.
Yeah.
So it is partly the club's fault that his development has never really improved.
Arsenal, they don't behave like a big club. And whether we like it or not, that's the reason why Alexis left. If we were challenging for titles, he would have never left Arsenal. I think that's clear. But because in the situation we were, he was open to leave, and then he ended up where he ended up. But yeah, I think Partey will come in. I don't think Aouar will come in. I hope he would, but I don't think he would. I'm surprised Arsenal are not trying to get in Szoboszlai. I think he would be a cheaper, but also as good as Aouar, similar potential, a bit younger even, and he score more goals. But yeah,
exactly what I said earlier on. I think Szoboszlai, the boy from Red Bull Salzburg, I think it's definitely a good alternative. I think if we really wanted somebody like him, it should be the one we're going for. I know why he lit up the Champions League and we want something that's a little bit more ready-made, but I think this Szoboszlai brother can do it, and I think Buendia can do exactly the same thing. So we don't really need to go and kill money in that position. I think we need to put all our fucking money in the Partey basket.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so that's what I think is gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay.
But guys, Szoboszlai said he wants to play for Salzburg because he wants to play in the Champions League for a season.
Yeah, but I think you're right. He did come out and say that maybe a couple of weeks ago. But I also think it's because, quite honestly, no one really pushed to sign him. There was
a different knock, Arsenal. Different knock.
Yeah.
There was a big period between us being told he was in talks with him, to then nothing happened, and then it's almost like he was waiting for someone to come in for him, and no one did. So he then said, "Oh, well, I'll just stay at Salzburg for another season." I'm just like, what happened? Why didn't anyone go in for it?
It's weird.
I don't know. It's just my view on that one.
It's weird because he does well in the league. He does well in the nationals. It's a weird one.
He's played at Champions League level. You think,
and it's not
okay,
expensive. It's not like they're asking for 50 million.
Exactly. He's 19. Like it just to me, he seems like the logical choice, especially if you think to yourself, all right, well, you might be losing someone potentially talented in Guendouzi. You get someone in my mind who's much more talented in Szoboszlai. But I don't know. All right, Ola, go on. You have the floor, Mr. Sanchez. You wanted to roast it.
Oh my days! I mean, when I saw this quote from Alexis Sanchez, man, I thought to myself, is this brother high? Because to do one training, bro, you know me from day. How long was I going on about them dog fucking banners in the fucking stadium, bro? Do you remember that? You remember them times there, fam? I was going mad.
You were mad that he was playing for United and the dog banners were still
fam. Yeah, you know what I mean. I was, bro. The thing sickened me, and for how long it was still there, I just thought to myself, who authorized this? But this guy goes to United, has one training. I said, please, can somebody send me back to Arsenal? I think, sometimes you look. We all thought it was going City. I was shocked when I saw it was going United and how much they were paying him, and I thought, God damn, I can't believe this guy just sold his soul like that. But sometimes it don't always work out on the other side like that. Like I used to watch fan cams where fans used to say, if I catch Alexis in bed with my missus, I will tuck him in. That's what some set man used to say them things there, fam. Trust me. I'm telling you, man, it was mad. The way Alex, oh my God. Look, I'm glad he's in Inter, he's doing his thing now, and he still got up and try and do something about his career to play football. At least he did. He weren't content with the money. He could have sat at Old Trafford right now saying, look, I'm not going to play football. I'll do what Gareth Bale done and just earn my 500 grand a week. And I'll look after my dogs. I'll fly them on holiday. I'll take them to Virgin Islands. And then we'll do it all on United. But he wanted to play football because we know what kind of a baller he was. And I still say to most of my United friends here that, listen, all of Alexis' highlight reels are in Arsenal shirt. Go and look at it. Go and find it. Yeah? Because he didn't really give you that Van Persie thing that you was looking for. But at the same time, I feel like it serves him right. And there's a lesson to be learned, from these things that, listen, just because you want to go to... I remember Henry used to say on TV when he left Arsenal to go to Barcelona, even though he scored goals, if he's being told not to drift out wide or not to drift into the center, and he did to score a goal, he's getting subbed off by Pep because he's been told not to do it. You know what I mean? So you're not always gonna be treated like a king where where you really want to take that move. Sometimes not every move is good for you. Sometimes it's just good to circle yourself, just circle and play some football. So yeah, man, it's a lesson to be learned there, man.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for him. I see Omar saying that he feels sorry for him. I don't. He forced his way out of the club. We gave him the move. I think the only thing I regret about that whole situation is that we didn't take 60 million for him. Should have got that 60 million for him. He should have gone City.
I thought I was going to City, man.
Everyone would have been happy, but it is what it is.
Maybe that's what Aubameyang sees. Maybe the same thing.
Agreed.
He probably won't be treated as the same thing that he'll be treated as in Arsenal. He probably will be just some other player inside this huge project. He won't be the main man.
Agreed. Totally agree. Well said. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this member stream. An hour and a half. This is my second member stream in a week. Hopefully I've made it up to you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. One thing I'm going to give these guys an opportunity to do, which I'm not giving anyone else to do, is shout out whatever their social media is. So, Carter, do you want to shout out where people can find you?
No, I'm anonymous. I don't shout out.
Oh, you don't? Huh? You don't have to. You don't have to. Not a problem. If you want to remain under the radar, not a problem.
Under the radar, man.
No problem. How about yourself, Daniel?
I do have a social media, but like I really don't really use it as much. I just it's just pretty much a dead social media account.
Fair enough. Look at this. See, give people opportunities to promote themselves.
You know what? This should definitely safe under the FBI watch, man. Nobody's searching for your shit. You man are alright, man. You're under the radar, man. You know what I mean? You mans are good.
How about yourself, Ola? Come on now.
Yeah, man. You can find me on Black Scorpion Free on Twitter, the same handle on Instagram. Just link me up on socials and man will engage with you. You know what I mean? Especially on football matters, on sports generally, combat sports especially. Don't bring no religion to me. I'm a bad Muslim. You know what I mean? You follow me, you go straight to hell. You will go straight to hell, man. Don't follow me.
And for everyone watching, yes, this is my combat show host. We've got another one who likes winding him up, and it's always funny to watch. So do come and watch us on Fridays. We do every Friday, apart from the Friday just gone. Because quite frankly, I just had so much I needed to do. So I literally told these guys an hour before, I don't know if I could do the show tonight, guys. So apologies. They're just like, all right, cool. It's a day off. So, but every Friday we normally cover
plenty to talk about this coming Friday, though.
So make sure you catch that. Link is in the description below for that. And as for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Colossal Chig. You can follow me on Insta. Insta is what I care about. So Guna Eagle Eye on Insta. Make sure you do give me a follow on there. And no doubt I'll be back tomorrow to do another Eagle Eye special. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. We're out.
Salute.
See you guys.
Yeah. Bye-bye.